right, Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch of the branch in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the other bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathens that look like those heathens, and to the Aquaf that are listening and learning. We also want to acknowledge that we got the mighty brother Matati in the house, formerly of Chicago, the head of Iowa. All right, so we're just going to go right into this thing. I've been putting it right in your face with all these different movies and these television shows and these, I watched a show today, yesterday, and then I finished it this morning. And it was called the 355, and it's got all these damn women in it. Of course, it's woman worship. You got these women that are that are out gunning, out shooting, out fighting. A little 115-pound white chick, little 110-pound Asian chick. Karate chopping and flipping and shooting. Bitch running, jump on the car and shoot a rope. Why moving? But doing all this incredible shit. But what they show you in the movie is they're showing you the blackouts and the grit down scenarios. There's some sort of weapon that's out there, and this weapon can control. You can control any device. All right, so you can take over airplane, make the planes crash, and you can take over grids and shut down the internet and all the shit. And this is the threat. This is the threat. What they're trying to stop and get back this device and all this other mess. And they just tell you, they're putting it all in your face with their subliminal messages, the predictive programming. So it's very realistic. And then not only that, you've also had them say even in the mainstream media about the chances of a blackout scenario.
That's right.
And wasn't it the sister last week that made the video and talked about those men that are coming,
Right.
and she gave the whole, then the other woman who talked about the blackout scenario, and she said when it goes out, it's gonna stay out, and it's gonna be, and it's gonna be crazy, because he said all that, twerking and taking your clothes off is not gonna be cute, because it's actually gonna get you raped and get you killed out here in these streets. It's gonna get really bad. Then when the lights come back on, ta-da, we got the fix. And we all know what the fix is.
That's right.
All right.
If I may, it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter that they want to be as if they're the Most High. So how the Most High said, telling you everything, telling you the end from the beginning, and the Lord, has given us prophecies and so forth. Esau on the left-hand side is subliminally using his movies as which they've been doing this for years. You go back to the the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. When you go to the movies, the first thing you came and saw the movies wasn't previews of another movie to come. Right. You were seeing news and propaganda about the different wars, World War I, II. That's how they were able to get the people in the mind of wherever the government wanted you to go. And then they eventually had put a law and a bill to stop the government from doing propaganda, which just got unended a couple of years ago through, I think, either Obama or whoever. They repealed that law. So now the government could give you propaganda and you won't even know. And they're going to make it seem as if it's real. But they put their agendas through their movies and however they want to do it. That's one of their methods to doing their prophecies on the left-hand side.
Well, that's how they set things up. In fact, I'll read this precept first, then make this point. It is a Psalm. It's a couple. I'm going to get this one. Psalm 64, start at the top. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet, which may sharpen their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot the arrows, even bitter words. They shoot in secret at the perfect, selling they do shoot at him, and fear not. And one more. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of land snares privily, they say who shall see them. All right, so Esau Edom has been doing this for the longest, like Elder Rice pointed to, the propaganda machine. But it doesn't stop with just the movies, it's everything. They control how you think and how you move, man, by Cosmos, the magazine Cosmos. The CIA put that out there. The woman that ran it, they bring it out, you can Google it. The CIA, the Cosmos shit, they put that image out there. This is what a woman should be like. Then what? You got feminism to come, ran by the CIA as well. All right? And then now what do we have? We have this just disorder, wicked shit that's all through America. That's what Esau is about, man. I'm going to jump down to verse 6. Oh, it's the next verse. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right? So Esau Edom knows how to get you to go off. That's his job. This how you know that this man, the so-called white man, is the man, the son of perdition that they're talking about in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Or who comes with all signs, wild wonders, and Satan, man. It's his job to get you to go off to deceive you. And it is the evidence is overwhelming. To go here, you got to think. It said to do a diligent search of iniquity. To think, well, let's get these women to put a different image of women out there, womanhood, all right, in this magazine, so they can consume and then have this independent spirit. And then let's push this feminist movement while the civil rights is trying to happen. Niggas trying to get some equality. Let's do this. And what was the purpose? To shoot at the perfect and dark, man. Daniel 7:25. All this shit is built against the Israelites. And it affects them because that's how raw the Lord is. They fall into their own trap. But it was all made to fuck us up, man. They showed that in the movie The Butler.
And they did.
Oh, God, they showed that in the movie The Butler. The bitch joined up and they went to the college. They went to the youngsters. They went to the college students purposely. They can be influenced more. All right, and then what happened? The bitch came back. Oprah, I ain't never heard Oprah curse in my life. But she a wicked bitch anyway. But she called there, get this bitch out of my house. And she ain't burping. She manly, like, what the fuck? But they show you right movie what happened. During the civil rights movement, they had women on the front lines with them, and then they gave them feminism at the same time. Hyped them up, gave them liberty, got abroad, and shit's been out of order since then.
God, can I land back off you? Then next thing you know, you got Sex in the City.
Yep.
All right. And that was a wicked ass show, man. And that was, that was like late 90s, early 2000s.
2000s.
And these women ate that shit up. And guess what? It was a lot of adultery.
Yeah, something. Internet.
It was a lot of adultery and a lot of divorces that happened during that time when that series ran. You can look it up for yourself.
They had two shows. They had The Real Sex. It was going out there interviewing people. They had the one you just mentioned, Sex in the City.
Right.
Yep.
And
That was
Channel 9.
Yeah, 4 women.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker, the other three bras, and them hoes was fucking everybody. Kim Cattrall, right? Especially Kim Cattrall. She was just the whole city, running through. She was making Jay, Ishmael, Esau, Ammon, Moab.
That's liberty. That's their freedom. They are from under the patriarchy. And when you read the law, it says, "Don't give your daughter to whoredoms." That's the land falling to wickedness. Now see how much wicked the world has gotten since then, man. It's what Esau wants. He's the devil. Like, what fucking person is gonna put soybean oil, all right, vegetable oil, and everything you fucking eat, man? When you got fucking olive oil and shit out there, this man clearly just wants to kill you. That's his job. He is as death. He is the harbinger of death, man.
That's right, brother. I went to go buy one grocery shop and was looking at some oil. Just looked at the title and really read it, and it said olive oil and other oil extracts. Most people won't see that part. They'll just see olive oil and grab it off the shelf.
That's the spirit.
And now you got canola oil and vegetable oils. Vegetables don't produce oil, so that's some other shit.
That's the spirit.
You know,
we was dealing with that at Joel Osco, man. That's the spirit you mentioned that. And you don't see it. It say it right there in the big bold print. It'll say olive. One thing said avocado oil, but you flip on the back, it'll say that, but then it'll say soybean oil or some other bullshit.
Right.
And whatever the first ingredient is what the majority of it is. And sometimes what you think it is.
Or even a portion of it. Right. Because these labeling laws that this man, you can't be. Somebody grab the scripture that says the vice. Because he sets up, he does things. He sets up laws to where he can word things a certain way. So as long as it has the olive oil in it, they can advertise it as such.
Exactly.
All right. It's just like somebody who goes out and buys insurance for buildings in case planes hit them, and then all of a sudden planes hit buildings. Just saying.
Right.
All right. Well, go ahead, brother. Read it, Papa Kashab.
In 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
And there it is, man. So, you should be a little bit, you think that the insurance companies be a little bit, suspect or suspect something when you come in and you buy, a couple $1 billion worth of insurance for your buildings, and one of the main, one of the criteria is in the event that it gets hit by a plane. Like that's just some regular normal shit.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's right.
I don't want
Right.
to talk about anything, but
They're associates.
bring a certain event up, but just saying to give you the what we're
Right.
dealing with here, the level of wickedness that we're dealing with here.
And this is from U.S. repeals propaganda ban. For decades, a so-called anti-propaganda law prevented the U.S. government's mass broadcasting arm from delivering programming to American audience. But on July 2nd, that came silently to an end with an implementation of a new reform passed in January.
Right.
So
That's
there-
2013.
That's right. This is back in 2013. Letting you know, for the
Billion
last 10
plus.
years, you don't know. The government can be giving you bullshit, which is propaganda. So when you look at the definition, they can, but it's basically bullshit.
One of the presidents called on record saying something about how we it's okay for us. I think it was one of the Bushes for us to lie. It's lawful that we can lie to the American citizens or something to that effect. So I want to see if they can find that clip. It was out there.
And they never stopped. That's the thing about it. What they did was switch departments. It's the CIA isn't supposed to work on American soil, so it just became covert.
I got the definition if you need it.
It's not- real good. And somebody just came. What was it? I don't know if it was Roseanne or somebody recently just said that majority of the actors in Hollywood are CIA agents. Right? They're like, no, it's a lot of major, big name, superstars who are actually agents.
Yeah, they revealed that in Men in Black. That actor was an agent and stuff. Yeah, Andy Warhol's that famous.
Oh
painter.
yeah.
Yeah. They show how
Yeah. He was an
They've
agent.
been doing that for the longest. What was the black bitch name? This is back in like the 20s. She was a stripper before they was called strippers, and she went overseas.
Josephine Baker.
Yep, the
Josephine
one.
Baker.
And she was.
That's what Betty Boop was really
Yeah.
modeled after. Betty Boop was really Josephine Baker,
Yeah.
the whole character.
Yep, and she was an agent for the U.S. government. She was there shaking ass, showing titties and shit, and fucking these high elite clients of hers, and get information for Esau, man. For her.
They show you that. They show you that in the different movies,
Yeah, she ended up adopting a whole bunch of kids too. She was old, but maybe that was the cover to make it look like she was just,
Karen.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. You're adopting all these kids, but then how well are you bringing them up though? Because you move to this big ass house in Europe, you marry an Edomite, you adopt all these damn kids,
And you ain't happy.
and then but you're still out there shaking your ass, for the government.
Yes, propaganda. It says the systematic propagation of a doctrine or cause or information reflecting the views and interests of those advocating such a doctrine or cause, or it says material disseminated by the advocates or opponents of a doctrine or cause. So it says like wartime propaganda. You see,
Yeah, for example, while you're looking, when they were saying they was going to go for weapons of mass destruction, we still ain't found one. There never was, but they just kept saying it over and over and over, leading the people to believe something that was not true. Just to go ahead and drop a bomb on them to go take it over, to manipulate the
Get
politics.
your poppy fields.
Yeah, that's what it was all about, to get those
Mhm.
resources. And also to eliminate the threat of those couple men who were trying to get from underneath the iron thumb of the West and use a different currency. They were tired of being slaves, man. So Saddam Hussein and right, because both of them were sitting on gold, because they never talk about the gold.
That's right.
Matter of fact, one of my old training partners, his brother was a lieutenant. They got caught up in that shit and ended up going to the brig over some of that gold shit. All right, he ended up getting because he actually got his hands on some of that gold. But you know, if a regular soldier like him did it was a problem. But the government did it, it's okay. Because they went over there for all that gold, and I think when they took down Saddam Hussein, that was a couple 100 tons of gold, and all of a sudden they just stopped talking about the gold.
Right.
Because he was going to use that very gold to launch a new currency that was going to be backed by gold, and he was going to, you know, and going to deal with all those other Asia countries, because you know there's no such thing as the Middle East for anyone watching. You know, those countries there, Turkey and Israel and Saudi Arabia, that's all Asia. And then those North African countries as well. He was going to be using gold with all those, you know. And the same thing that Gaddafi did. And then next thing you know, he got demonized, and the same thing happened. You know, Hillary was, you know, we went over there, we saw him, you know, we came, we saw, and then he died, and then she laughed. It was funny, you know, to her, Hillary, because you know if you cross the Clintons, you good as dead, man.
You did.
All right.
Hitler.
Bring it out, brother.
Franklin D. Roosevelt said, I am perfectly willing to mislead and tell untruths if it will help win the war. FDR told the friend.
Right, and we know that every war is an American war. All right, you know, outside of for the most part, you got to remember, America is 246 years old, and it's been at war 222 years ago. All right, and no one's ever really attacked America, because even when they talk about Japan, they don't tell you of the shit that they were doing to Japan to make the retaliate. All right, and so that was a retaliation from Japan, and that's exactly what they wanted, because they wanted an excuse to get involved in the war.
Because
All right,
they knew the planes was coming.
okay, they were very well, and the evidence is out now. Everyone who's connected to that is dead and gone, so you can't really hold anybody accountable. And then they're gonna keep lying about the history like they lie about every damn thing else, man. And think about it, man. You can, you know, we're in the information age, and that shit that they did just a couple years ago, you found out was lies. All right, how much easier is it gonna be to lie about something that happened 50 years ago, 70 years ago, 80 or 200 years ago?
Right.
You know, this man, he's a liar, man. And then go ahead, brother.
This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. I wish I was speaking to the Jakes back then, but like I said, but your father, the devil. So who is that nowadays? That's this Edomite, okay? That's what he does. 400 treaties with the so-called natives, honored none of them, not a one. Like you said, changes the laws as his convenience to fulfill his narrative as he wanted to change. When you figure it out, and you figure out how you can get in there and get a little something in the process, I gotta change this shit now. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Yeah, but so this man has always done this. This is his MO. As Lamech, he said since Cain, the whole deal with Cain and the blessing that he was given, said that he don't get destroyed because everybody was gonna kill him because he was ousted. Yeah, Lamech said, 70 times 7 then. Okay, I'm protected more so. And now that same lineage is this Edomite now.
Yeah, he thinks that him pass his laws and shit is gonna save his ass, man. The Lord don't give a shit about that, man.
That's it. Those laws are righteous.
I get one. This Ezekiel 28:14. Thou art the anointed chariot that covers, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Thou walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. And so the Lord said, I made him the anointed chariot that covers, man. So that's his. And he said he set him so. So this is Esau Edom.
That's his
This is
program.
that's his deal. That's his MO. That's why he don't deal with truth. That's why everything he pushes is falsehood. That's why everything is out of whack. Cause like the scripture say, he are made to reprove our thoughts. They was made to reprove our thoughts. Two nations of people, two mannerisms of peoples in a womb. So that's why we completely contrary. We ain't made the same. They made to do this. You know.
We have a spirit on us that you know, even a wicked ass Jake.
He just
has a
said,
I
certain
shouldn't do
moral
this.
in the context of the
In
moral
order to so
life.
far.
Esau he has no filter when it comes to things like that.
God. Hey,
He doesn't, no filter whatsoever.
God.
No remorse.
No remorse. Go.
And another thing to go into this last speaking about the labels, I was just looking it up. On the labels in food, it's something called trade secrets. So they backed by the law that they don't have to put trade secrets on the back of the labels of their food.
Yeah.
So if something, let's say they trade secret is lard, to give it a certain flavor, they don't have to put that because it'll basically give away how they completely make everything.
What?
So they tell you what's in it, but they don't have to tell you what's the trade secret.
Well, you know, that's
Yeah,
how they
yeah,
operate.
What they do this to make Jake go on?
There was a certain, you know, because we got to be careful what we say when we talk about things, but there was a certain medical situation where you had these, where you had these, you know, when you got this certain medical situation, you supposed to be a packet in there, you know, it was a piece of paper in there that listed everything that's involved in the ingredients.
Right.
There was a certain medical situation that happened, and all the ingredients was blank. And then it turns out that there's certain medical situation, it wasn't even FDA approved, but yet they pushed it on everybody anyway. So this man
And
operates.
they said it was.
It wasn't.
Right.
All right.
The propaganda.
But notice we didn't say anything. We just said it, and you know, notice we didn't say any names. But the man,
Just came off his punishment.
but you know, but this man exactly. But this man is a liar. He just cannot be trusted.
That's right.
Just like there was no weapons of mass destruction.
Con.
There wasn't any. All right. And but what did they do? They continued to go even after even more nations. To this never-ending perpetual war, in order to this war on the T word, all right. When the only real T activities was coming from the West.
There was a lot of death involved, though.
Coming from the West,
Absolutely.
because millions of civilians of Ishmaelites, women and children, died violently in horrible deaths from military operations out of the West. But yet no one, and when it was pointed out, when the evidence surfaced that this was being done, everybody involved went to jail or got killed.
Yeah, I mean, they done bombed hospitals,
He was
schools,
my bad.
and they'll fuck up a whole wedding gathering, man.
Yep.
And they got put the shit in the movie.
That's right.
They had a movie called The Making of a Terrorist. They don't have this shit, man. Hey, look, this is Nahum 3. And this is why Isaiah 47 say you would not be a virgin anymore. Right? Hey, somebody grab Jeremiah. Said the Lord will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. You know, hey, this Nahum 3. Man. I'm gonna start at I want to start at 1. You know, I'm gonna start at 1 and jump down. They on 3 and 1. He was in the spirit. They on 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not, and the main prey is the Israelites. It says they that gather refuse to let them go. So that's the main prey. Now you done fuck the whole world up. But we the apple of the Lord's eye. To hell with everybody else. Shit. Yep, the noise facts. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horse and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. And there was none end of their corpses. They stumbled upon their corpses. So, hey, this place will be filled with war vehicles. That's what is being described.
And they're being seen.
Hey, since you said that, I went out there to my job to take care of some business, and I saw 3 Marine helicopters in a spot that I've never seen ever in life.
Whoa.
Since the time I've been out there, I was like,
Well,
Uh-huh.
they got videos. They got videos of the military all over the country.
all over the country,
They mobilizing.
all over the country.
Tanks.
They
Video
mobilizing.
after video after
Missiles.
videos.
Brian
City,
Lewis,
state
Brian-
after state, city after city. They're all over the country.
Yeah, Ezekiel, was it 28? The helmet, buckler, and shield roundabout.
Right, right.
That is roundabout.
Yeah,
They're
they
preparing
put
for something. Then
yeah,
we were talking
absolutely.
yesterday about all the clearing of the trees.
That's right. Oh,
All of a sudden, they're clearing all the trees. You know,
expressway.
all the expressways. Cause I'm like, damn, they want clear views of sight. You got all these wooded areas that were next to all the expressways. They clearing them all out.
That's
And that's what the expressways was made for. It was made for the military to move in and out.
yeah, but that's
Yeah, so they want to make sure that they don't get hit by any of these little militia groups.
By Hitler, for the record,
You know,
Americans hate Hitler so much. Y'all show using this fucking
tactics.
ingenuity, right? Ingenuity.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, cause when we was talking about how we had saw these different military movements and whatnot, and this, that, and other, and we a couple weeks ago and whatnot. But like I said, I've been in this place and I've never seen this. Like I said, everything from like an air show or whatever it might be, it comes out of Indiana now. They don't have none of that stuff out there, but that was out there. 3 of them, and I'm talking. I mean, I'm like, yo, this is out of the norm. I've been out here 10 years. I done drove all back up in this shit, and now all of a sudden we got 3 of these motherfuckers here.
This back in Nahum 3, and he saw through, man. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms,
Right.
and families through her witchcraft. And this is you conquering other heathens, man. All right, you done took over, got used their resources. That's the price to pay for that. Now I'm gonna jump down. Man, there's so much good stuff here. I'm gonna jump down though. I'm gonna jump down and get to the point, man. So I know brothers got precepts. 12. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first ripe figs, and they be shaken, they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. So you mobilizing all these tanks and the choppers and everything, you get building up your defenses, it won't matter. All right, it's over with.
Ain't got enough.
As when you shake a tree with ripe figs, those figs fall, all your defenses are through. And now this is military, but the scriptures are manifold, including your money, including your help and everything you've been providing, your Western medicine, all right, your next big currency you got coming, it's over with, man. Your time to rule is over with. Draw the waters for the siege. No. Verse 13. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thy enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. And when you read up, it tells you, it mentions populace, no. It mentions other countries that had their defenses, their gates was the water around it. Same as America. They don't have a wall. They think they military mind is, we got oceans around us. We'll see you coming in. You say something? No. We'll see you coming in. We can prepare for it. And the Lord said that ain't gonna work, man. That's above it. That's above the chapter, right? But I'm gonna keep going. Draw the waters for the siege. Fortify thy strongholds. Go into clay and tread the mortar. Make strong the bricklet. So now we see America try to prepare their armies and shit, get things together. It ain't gonna work. It just said in the verse above it, your gates gonna be wide open. When they ready to, when these different heathens ready to come in, they're gonna come right in. That's why they getting these deals with Mexico, getting these deals with Central America.
Yeah.
All right. And that's not to mention the Lord so raw. He said prepare the ambush, which talking about his servants. He also got other heathens that's already over here, man.
Yeah, you got Ishmael, and then Moab, and then you got all the military aids guys that came up from South America.
And
They gave them all Apple phones, man.
Right.
And so guess what? Those same Apple phones are going to be used to tell them to where to report to, so they can get suited and booted and get their arms.
And there's a lot of sleeper agents, man. It's
A lot of
It's a lot. It's more than I'm telling you. The Uber, that last little Russian Uber driver that drove me, I believe in the bottom of my heart he was a fucking sleeper
And
agent.
there was one I believe he used to train with us named Chris. He was as well.
They say some little shit. It's like,
Yeah, because he right. Because I'm like, wait a minute, you a Russian soldier, you here on business.
right.
What's up? What kind of music
Jiu-jitsu,
wrong?
Right. Isn't this suspicious?
I'm like, damn. But then he could never say exactly what it is when he was.
Absolutely.
Now, work out the white bill next to the blue bill.
So the whole time I'm like Scopeo on this dude, man. Now you remember when we did the lesson downtown on Moab years ago, and then they came on our
Oh
page.
yeah.
They specifically called us,
Email.
and they emailed us first, but then they started
Can't
calling.
wait to come over
They
there.
called, and it was a Moabites,
Mm.
and we going back and forth to the point where you got me out on the phone. Fuck you, bitch. Until then she gave the phone to a man, and he said, "We know where you
They
live."
gave you an address.
Right? They told me my address. They knew the address. They said we know where you live. But they specifically said we got people sales here. They said
Already.
sales. They said we know, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that to you. Talking about all the stuff we're talking about right now.
Oh, they said they did.
And that was
they
over
did-
10 years ago, about 8 years ago.
So like, did you say they
It might be 10 years.
Yeah, it was
ago.
wrong.
So, you know what? You know
Right,
what?
yeah, 18 years.
Just before Mataj was in the camp.
Did you say they admitted they was more too?
Yeah, they were there from Singapore, but they knew they were Moab. Yes.
Yep, they knew it was Moab.
Yeah.
We did less on them. They
Yeah, I was
were
in
y'all
the
talking about us now.
Yeah, I
Fuck
remember.
you, you
I was in the
little
camp when
bitch.
y'all had.
Yeah, they was like, you calling
Oh,
us?
okay.
I was in the
Talking
camp.
us?
Yep, this
Still
guy
about
can.
10 years.
Yep, they home 3, been 12.
About 12 years.
They
Yeah.
home 3 and 15. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off. It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the locust. Go ahead. What is it? In the chapter before, they said, recount your worthies. What made America great? You lived by the sword. Go ahead, get back in that old American spirit. Get your troops together. Do what you gotta fucking do, man.
Right. And you know what, too, St. Vincent, they gonna have to deal with all them crazy ass, wild ass rednecks and militias too.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna have internal problems on top of
Absolutely.
all this. It's gonna be utter
Hey,
chaos.
and the recruit numbers are down, right? And that's going to be mentioned. Thou has multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away. So you done set yourself amongst all these heathen nations, man. You took their resources,
Just like
right?
ancient Rome.
Yep. Thy crown are as the locusts, and thy captains as the great grasshoppers, which kept in the hedges in the cold day. But when the sun arises, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. Your tools spread thin, man. All right, your toast. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee, and bruit means news. They're going to clap their hands, man. It's even going to be happy. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually?
Right. So even the heathen gonna be ready to get their foot in your ass. You made me think about that scene from Platoon when what was the dude? Marlon Brando's son, I forget his character, had the real deep, raspy voice. And he was complaining about how big the gaps was in the fight line and the fire line. And basically what he's saying is it was too much space between each fighting position. All right, what he's saying is that, man, when they overrun, they're going to run right through because we ain't got enough men. You know,
Right.
he's trying to talk to his superiors, and they're telling him, well, we all got problems. So he's like, you know, so he just went back to his position. But he's like, you know, I can only do something. That's going to be America's problem. There's going to be too many gaps to fill. It's not, they spread too thin.
And
All right?
the
But
military-
how you going to scream, hold the line? It ain't no gap, and it's a big ass gap.
Right.
Right.
I
Right, you can't. The shield wall, and half the motherfuckers ain't got no shield.
Hey,
They
half the
gonna put their form out.
motherfuckers
To get bum rush.
Exactly. You got no shield wall, man. They about to come right through your shit, man. We can't wait.
Another thing too, the American military is weak and soft. You know, like you
Yeah,
said,
they
like,
not like they were in the past.
it-
That's
it-
for sure.
It's over with. They too worried about
Hurt somebody's
feminism
feelings.
and they
Right,
feel,
the
hey, look,
Got too many women.
And
too
way
many
too many women.
I just seen a video. A woman, they had a malfunction in the launcher, and he told her put the gun down, and she would just move so slow, worried about the gun dropping, but she would have been dead because the launcher malfunctioned.
Right.
Nigga shot
Down, pointed down range
Right.
in case this
This
motherfucker
bitch,
blow
she
up.
trying to make sure it don't fall.
I
I'm
saw
like,
the same thing
bitch, you
happen with a
supposed to
grenade.
run, bitch, run, bitch, run.
I saw the same thing happen with a grenade. The dude had to
Bitch,
literally
do
get
it
up.
1 foot.
Yeah.
He had to get up, grab the bitch, and pull her into the hole.
Right.
Because she instead of, you know, they got a little safety wall, and they're supposed to throw the grenade away.
Right.
She threw the shit like a foot away. like literally right there.
She threw
And
a
then
radio.
she's standing there, and the dude's like, dumb ass down. He has to literally grab her and pull her down from safety because her stupid ass would have been standing there and get all kind of shrapnel.
And a lot of women going to the military right now. The military is filled with women right now. A lot inside, which weaklings, and weaklings.
Right.
A lot of them going. Only reason women really going is because they going for the benefits that the American marry, the medical degree, and the different degrees. But what's gonna happen when all hell kick off? They running. They running. They not built for that shit.
No.
They out of there.
They actually go, and then they pass some law where they actually have to go on the front lines with the men.
Yeah.
So they gonna be getting raped on.
That's all it's gonna happen. Gotcha, bitch.
Why am I talking to a lady? She said she's a veteran, but she said she was a MST, whatever, which is she was sexually assaulted, and so she's
Damn near everyone, probably half the women in the
I'm
military
going
go
like
through it.
that too.
All right,
She get a
because
check.
and the ones that don't go through it is screwing everybody anyway.
and they pay them
Anyway,
good
get
too.
18.
She said she don't
She
work
paid
now.
good.
She said she don't work now. She's going to school for real estate or whatever. She don't have because she don't have to now. But this is Ezekiel 38:10.
Wow.
Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. That's what America looks like to everybody else on the outside. All right, proud as hell.
Now
Now,
y'all care. What do you say?
Yep.
The
Proud
God
as
delicious.
Can I land back
Prophet
to you, John?
Yeah.
This is Habakkuk 2:15. It says, "Warn to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that he may put his bottle to him and maketh him drunken. Also, that thou mayst look on their nakedness." All right, so they give these people these philosophies that really fuck them up, fuck their families up, and just screw everything up. Everything's all ass backwards, and now men and women are enemies, and it's just crazy, man.
Look
Right.
at Japan. It's weird. America bombed the shit out of them, paid to rebuild them so they can get the investment back, and then it's just it's hypersexualized. It's the weirdest combination. It's hypersexualized, but it's like they're not even having babies like that. I'm not explaining because it's all cartoon sex. The men ain't fucking the women no more. It's robots. It's hentai. Is that what it's called? It's all weird shit, bro. They're not even fucking a bitch like that no more.
Well, the anime is all into kind of weird demons and shit. They show you they anime and they cartoon, their movies.
Esau put that.
All their movies are all heavily demonic. But
Yeah,
it says,
it's all hypersexual.
it says, "Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spirit shall be unto thy glory," man. So, hey, Yahweh Shah is getting ready to whoop y'all ass, man. All right, Yahweh Shah is getting ready to really release, right? And he gonna send his righteous angels, to do them evil works. It says, "For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of the beast, which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city, and of all that dwell therein." So, yeah, look, these Westerners have made a lot of places bloody.
Yep.
They destroyed a lot of people and their way of life just so they can get their resources or ensure that the greenback stays into play. And now they try to remove the greenback,
Fair now.
So, and it's here now.
Yep. It's
All right,
July.
so it's here now. So it's just going to continue to play out. I went to go put a $20 bill in the damn machine for my venture card, and it took my $20 bill, and they kept telling me to pay. I was mad as hell, man. But I'm like, you know what? I won't do it again. Now I go, inside the store or whatever, and do it that way. Because I'm like, they doing this on purpose because they want people to stop using cash. All right. Because it's starting to happen to a lot of people. They'll go up to put some money in the machine, and they just take the machine. I mean, they just take the money, and so there's no receipt of the transaction because you can't get a receipt because it's saying you haven't paid yet.
And they program
Like these exactly, they programming it to do
And
that.
on the machine that says
Right.
use at your own risk.
It's just like the AI.
That's crazy.
Biz, you're gonna have to speak on that. It's just like AI
Oh, yeah.
that you know, to supposedly just know-it-all, God-like AI. But then when you catch the AI up, it admit that you're right and it's wrong,
Right.
and that it's only it can only give you answers from what it's been programmed to do.
Yeah.
So AI is all a fucking joke.
There's no such thing as artificial intelligence.
It's scam. All right. I don't think it's been any artificial intelligence, any real AI. System guys from MIT students let their AI loose, live on the internet. What was it, about 2013 to 14? And the answer that came back from the AI, they shut that program down. They scrubbed the net for that story, man. You cannot find it. You cannot find it. We brought it out on the line. We talked about it, and then when we try to go look that story up, it's gone. But basically, for any brother that doesn't know, you have some MIT students that developed the AI program and just let it go on its own on the internet to learn, and they checked on it 24 hours later, and the AI came back and said basically that it needs to destroy all white people, and they called them the Edomites, and basically said that they're the problem in the world. If you get rid of them, the world would be okay. That's what the AI said. All right, and man, they garbage that. They was like, can that shit, stop it,
It's
shut
still
it
on there.
down.
It's on page 1,269,000,000,000,000.
That's right. That's all that.
Whatever it is, they bury it, because if you try to search for that, you will not find it. Well, you used to be able to find that story.
It's even a meme. It's a meme online. It say a world without bees, and it shows destruction.
Yes.
All fucked up. A world without birds, and then it shows like paradise. A world without Edomites. Everything all beautiful and lustrous. Hey, because Esau the only ruler that been really destroying the earth, man. I was really pondering on that the other day. Because even with these wildfires and different fires and all this weird shit they got going on, all this the cause of Esau. Esau the cause of this. Esau, he has the power to run cars and different machines off the ambient energy that's in the atmosphere. But yet he kill the motherfuckers that come out with this technology, the water technology, which really was really the water shit. You can build that shit in your backyard. And niggas do it all the time. It's all on the internet. That shit is hydrogen is easy to make. The water's everywhere, right? It's in the fucking air.
I believe me one not too long ago.
But Esau has this information, but yet he does wickedly. Yet you use crude oil, which you don't need to use, which is really is like a lubricant in the earth. That's why you get so many damn earthquakes. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking madness. You got these caverns, these empty caverns that just you drill all the fucking oil out, you suck it out, and now you just got this
hollow space.
Hollow space. What's gonna happen?
Eventually,
at the time, it's gonna crack it, and then it's gonna crumble in. What's gonna do what? Cause earthquakes, cause tsunamis, cause natural disasters. Which ultimately Esau don't have to do that. This dude is just wicked. That's why the scriptures say his soul in him is not upright, man. He just left. He ain't right. This dude got to be put down. And that's why the scriptures say that he's going to come back and destroy them, which destroy the earth. Hey, the animals, this motherfucker, the animals, he farmed animals, then he genetically modified animals, and then he let them out in the wild, and then the artificially made salmons is killing the motherfucking natural salmons because they fucking going against, they not natural. It's madness. And then they don't wield the same nutrients. The bees, you ain't getting the fucking real honey. It's not as many bees as it want to as it used to
be. I saw one lightning bug this year.
Bro, I ain't seen none.
Wow. This is the first one I've seen in a long time.
Bro, the pesticides.
They're just now coming in my garden where I've seen about 2 or 3 now. And now used to be thousands.
Yeah, you got actual vegetation back there. That's why I seen one in my backyard. Like that. On the flowers and shit, but I still only saw one, bro. I ain't seen a dragonfly in years.
You see it on the red. We play soft.
I just see dragonfly.
Hey, I saw one last summer. I saw a couple something. But I don't see. You used to see them everywhere.
I used to go to Brandon Park when I was younger. I remember seeing dragonflies all over the place.
Butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies.
Yeah, you don't see butterflies. Even them little white moth like that.
Ladybugs. What ladybugs?
Yeah.
You don't even, when you do finally see the one ladybug is on the brown. You don't even see the red ones on the brown.
You see them when they dead.
I want to see this. My flowers will. I would have a ton
ton of bees over here, and they will not fuck with nobody. They would. I think I seen one bee this summer.
And only the and you only see the skinny bees, not the fat furry ones.
Oh,
No, I saw a fat one.
One fat one.
One.
You got so many.
And all these men, and everybody in this room, one bee. And all of us, one bee. Hey, right, and then Esau. And look, I used to work for a company called Blue Farm, right? Now we actually made the pesticides that go on the actual food. So this month, yes, man, the shit bugged out. It's literally like a big witch's vat. You live in it, and it's like, and they call them reactors, but they really are witch's brews. That's what they is. You'll put glyphosate acid. Look, they put glyphosate acid in there. They put look, this shit is fucking madness. They put glyphosate acid. They put that shit in wine too. They put ammonia, a factory grade ammonia. One dude went in the room. If you don't have a fucking respirator on while you in there mixing the shit, the dude nose just instantly whoosh, just started bleeding because of the fucking the chemicals is so strong. You'll put acid in there, the fucking temperature will immediately go up to like 1,000 degrees, 1,500 degrees. Then you gotta put a base to basically neutralize the acid in there and to calm it down.
What's the point of that?
This check it out. When we get it's called an MDS sheet. Now, when you get the MDS sheet, now I never worked at a job that gave it to you per order. Per order you make, they tell you what the fuck they tested it on. Male, female mouse, male monkey, this, XYZ, cancerous, Wuwaki Bam, handle with care, corrosive. It tell you everything that it does. If it's cancerous, corrosive, what type of PPE you're supposed to have on when you're dealing with different chemicals. It's bugged out.
And this is for consumable goods.
Bro, this shit right here in Chicago Heights, South Chicago Heights, Blue Farm.
You remember the thing?
The lawsuits for the fucking the Roundup. That's the company I worked at. We made the Roundup. And it's fucking people
You're
up.
missing the part. You gotta get to the point of it.
Come.
Why they put it on that?
Right,
Why they genetically modify the food?
So when I they pulled us in for a meeting, and they had a meeting with all the big bosses and shit. They said, yeah, we don't genetically modify the food, to hurt people or nothing. We genetically modify the food so the chemicals actually stick to the food to kill the things that actually eat it. So they modify the food so the chemicals can actually
Dumbass
stick
people
to
gotta
it.
eat the food, stupid.
But that's the point.
So these people are just,
it's poison. It's poison.
Right, they modify the food so the food don't die.
retarded. But you know what? Isaiah 8:20 real quick. But see, if they actually followed, the Lord's plan and actually obeyed the land Sabbath, you wouldn't have that issue.
That's right.
All right, because that's one of the issues that they got with the soil in Babylon. That the soil in most places where they grow food is completely depleted of its minerals because they don't allow it to rest on the seventh year.
It's so much worse than that. That's true. It's so much worse. There's too much whoredoms out there. Even with the whoredoms, it's in the first Maccabees talks about the treasury. He said Antiochus would open the treasury, but because he changed the laws, the treasury was light. They just completely opposite with the Lord. Nothing can stop them. Only thing left for Esau was death, man. They so fucking wicked. Keeping the land Sabbath wouldn't even help this damn devil. They so damn wicked, bro. It's crazy. It said the treasury was light because they took away the laws of old. So all the heathens was doing wickedness. They still had some damn morals. Like we read in Genesis, they didn't want to commit adultery. Abraham's woman. It's like, why you bring this evil upon me? Now they was fucking each other, fucking dogs, fucking alligators. We ain't gonna commit adultery. Esau so damn wicked.
He like, I'm gonna commit adultery and fuck your dog.
Right.
Yeah, Esau.
The only thing that's left is the fire, man. That's it. This shit crazy.
It's them reaching their bounds that they cannot pass.
Yeah.
Right, their height. Because everything, it would be no flesh left to be saved.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Like the Raw I said, they taking the damn oil out the earth. The earth ready to implode on itself. The water y'all much not shallow, be merciful, man. You probably made a great point. It's not even horse flies anymore. Flies eat refuse. They eat the shit. They eat the biodegradable shit. But horse flies not to be around no more. That means the shit ain't going
what the hell
nowhere.
is a horsefly?
Ain't nothing for me. The shit just so demonic. They don't even want to eat shit. I want to eat this plastic shit. What is this shit? The horse flies going, goddamn.
Smell the same, but damn.
Right.
Well, see, this is a never-ending cycle that Esau caused by, and like you said, not doing the land sabbaths, by putting these chemicals and so forth. The 17 elements make up dirt. The essential 17 elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium, magnesium, boron, chlorine, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, nickel, and zinc. But half of this stuff is not in the oil, in the earth.
Wow.
So now they have to go get, they have to chemically recreate it.
That's why you gotta go to the store to get the fertilizer.
Right, but see, the fertilizer is created though.
Yeah.
They have to man-made create it because there's no more natural shit because they done destroyed it.
That's the Egyptian magicians doing their style now, man.
I got a quick precept. This is Sirach 21:4. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate. And that's Esau to the teeth like a motherfucker. That's why everything is depleted. The scripture saying, Tobit, lewdness is the mother of famine.
I'm holding that right now.
Man,
It's the book of Tobit 4 and 13. It says, Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. This is the point. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine.
But like you said, you can't grow shit here. Like I used to tell y'all all the time, man. When I'd be on the train and be going through like Damon and California Western stops on the blue line, I could sit there and I could look down and Northern Kingdom would have gardens and shit and they shit. And I come through there one day, it was after one of these fucked up ass rains and whatnot, right? And all boy shit had died and whatnot. All of it.
Rain killing your crop.
Exactly.
Well, it's just like how's your car dirty after the rain?
Right.
Look, I got a table in my yard, man. All right. And after the rain, I can't go outside and go out there with my dogs, put up the little umbrella, and I sit out there with them, and I'll eat and do a lesson and read or whatever. The table be filthy after the rain.
That's right.
When I was a kid, man, I'm telling you,
Rain
cleaned everything.
In California, that's how it is. That used to be in California with all the smog because LA's in the basin. When I was going to USC out there, I never seen that because we are from here in the Midwest. We can wash your car, right? But you go over there, as soon as it rains, there's about a good millimeter of soot and grime on the car.
The rain should clean everything.
Yeah.
Right? Your car should be clean after the rain.
Oh, you gotta wipe it down.
I remember that.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was a little kid, my mother used to give me a rag so to go wipe the car down. It looked like it had been washed.
But
now, when it rains, everybody got to go. People are lining up and go car wash. That makes no sense. It goes to show you how simple-minded Westerners are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get it.
Even with the food, Elder, I remember when I was a kid, when my mother would go grocery shopping. I'm like 4, 5 years old. I can still remember this though. My mother would come in with the groceries, with the fruit and the different vegetables and stuff. And you could smell the watermelon. You could smell the cantaloupe. You could smell it all. As soon as she opened the door, when that summer breeze come through the house, you could smell every fruit. I ain't had a good plum since I was a kid. Plums used to, oh man.
Yeah, and they
plums.
used to smell.
Oh, plums had a strong, beautiful smell.
Used to smell.
You
smell neutral.
It ain't no smell to it. And that the bananas used to have smell, the strawberries used to smell, but now it's nothing. You just walk in the room.
Matter of fact, they used to sell candies that when they took that smell, and so it would smell just like the fruit. You're right. And you don't smell that smell.
Cut open a watermelon, the whole damn house smell like watermelon. Now you cut open a watermelon, even the seeded watermelons. You cut open a seeded watermelon, you don't smell it like you can smell it, but I remember that.
Yeah. You smell them on
Oh, I gotta go to Houston.
I smelled that motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. Because
the niggas down there still doing it right.
Yeah, they growing some stuff that's coming with seeds in it.
That's been a family business.
It's a family business. They're not putting chemicals and shit.
And they specifically come here right to Chicago. And they,
from Mississippi.
Yeah, straight from Mississippi, and they've been doing that for years. But if you don't, matter of fact, we went to the halal spot, and you can see the difference in the meat that was there versus the meat in the grocery
Oh,
store.
yeah,
It was all
yeah.
dark, bro. Meat, ground beef, you saw rib boxes, you saw porterhouses, T-bones, and they were dark red. They weren't bright red that you see at the
Right.
that they had pumped that pink. It was not. It was dark red. And I'm like, I was like, man, this is how he's looking when I was a kid. When they give you the white, you know, pops, you should know too, that white wrap. It's just white. They'll put the meat in the white wrapper. They'll turn the wrapper up.
It's blood by the time you get it home.
Now, the only way I see the right wrapper stuff is we go back out to where we used to have a timeshare. They got it in Norway, Illinois, and that's what they have all organic everything. And you go there, you get the elk, you get the bison, you get all that wrapped up the same thing.
Hey, yeah, you see them crack an egg open. You see it like the videos overseas. You know, you watching the recipes and crack the egg open. The yolk is orange,
Yes,
orange,
yeah.
really bright and vibrant.
It's white. It's not no.
Yeah, this shit. America's through, man.
I got a scripture too. It's Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof,
Yes.
because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Right? So everything, because the earth defiled right now because they're not following the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Which going to, hey, the scriptures say, what Yahweh Shai say, I come to bring you life and life more abundant. Hey, Yahweh has set up, he taught us everything. How to deal with the earth, how to deal with one another, how to raise your kids, how to throw a party, how to be a good host.
Right.
He taught us everything. It ain't nothing that he didn't teach us. But when you go outside of that, that's when death comes. That's why the scriptures say, all they that hate me love death. And that's why you see all this death around. America is the shadow of death. Everything that America pushes is death. And not only do he start the shit, but he promotes it.
Yep,
You know?
in the damn world.
Right.
I don't remember what country it was. They said they had 0 cases. They did the research. They had 0 cases of Down syndrome.
Wow.
And then they said when the vaccine started coming in over there, not COVID, all right, before that, whatever country it was, then they started seeing the cases of Down syndrome increase. Man.
Yeah, it is.
And also, this is a big thing right now. A lot of people are talking about this. Elon Musk is talking about it. Fucking what's the nigga from Fifth Factor, the kickboxer? He got good kicks. Joe Rogan. They kicked the shit out of the nigga. He got good kicks. Joe Rogan talking about. They all talking about this shit, man. So the world, hey, Esau's being made bare, man.
Even
The world is saying that you the fucking devil. So you got it.
No, even the woman president that's running right now. She said Donald Trump did one thing, one slogan, but she said the real problem is why is Americans so sick? She said it's the food. It's because you get with big pharma. They say they gotta. They say we gotta. Basically, you gotta keep them sick. He was like, you treat the sick, but he was like, well, if we stop it at the beginning of it, so they don't get sick. Basically, she was going into the food. How the food fucked up, and she like, ain't nowhere in hell we this major country, but yet the people are out of shape and the people are dying and got all this congestive heart failure, all this diabetes, and then they even coming out and telling you what diabetes really is. They say type 2 diabetes is processed food disease. They said they need to change the name of it because if you don't know what it really is, you can't treat it.
That's right.
You know?
And all these other countries before, when I went over to London and Scotland and Amsterdam, they have rules that have 90, well, I ain't gonna say 90, I don't know the percentage, but a lot of the stuff that we sell over here, they have a different version over there because a lot of the certain additives and chemicals are banned over there, and they have a whole different taste.
The red 40, the yellow 5.
All that. They don't sell
They
red
cereals.
no
They got cereals and things over there that don't have the chemicals in it.
That's right.
That's here, and then they also got products that go on the shelves in the West that they won't put on the products.
That's right.
And on their
Even in
shelves.
Canada, they got
It's a lot
stuff.
of
Just like Mexico, Mexican Coca-Cola itself, it got real cane sugar. They love that shit. See, I said,
And they sell it here, Sprite and all that. They still gonna do at the Mexican section.
Yeah, even that, it got real cane sugar. You know, not sugar, because sugar that you get ain't sugar. It's not made from the cane. It's like Coke, bro. The sugar they give you, they put that you get and buy, it's a whole chemical process, really like cocaine. They take the coca leaf, they add this chemical, add that chemical, so you
They
get
got
some
a bunch
process.
of niggas with their pants sagging, Playing trap music, mixing up the sugar.
That's exactly. Sugar ain't even real sugar.
Right.
Even if it's telling
Putting
you
that shit on the shelves. Bag it up,
organic
bro.
sugar, it ain't, you gotta. It's not sugar unless it's sugar cane. Even then, you gotta be covered because they'll take it from the cane. Like the cocaine comes from coca leaf. They mix all, they cut it, they stamp on it. They stamp on the goddamn sugar.
Damn. Hey, this man gotta go, man. Yeah, get that. What you got? Did somebody get Revelation 11:18? We gonna shut.
Shemai had
Oh,
This
Shemai.
is Rock 10 and
Come on, I was saying.
The unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Call it and read it again, brother.
Sirach 10 and 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set open the one that is profitable.
And that denotes that the one that's over it right now is unprofitable
Exactly.
of the world that knows that shit.
What verse is that?
10 and 3. Jump up to 8.
10 verse 10. Okay, 8.
Jump up to 8. Read to 10. Yeah, because he's getting rich off of wickedness, off of poison.
God, verse 7, pride is hateful before the Most High, and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
This food is injuring people, and it's deceiving people, but yet they're getting rich.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such as and one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his
Right.
body.
So this earth and ashes is setting himself up like he's playing God.
Yeah.
Thinks he's God. You just earth and ashes, man. You spit. You spit on. You less than spit on.
Yeah, he's been doing this wickedness so long, man. Now he's getting away with it. He think the Lord's with him now. He think he's God.
That's right. There's one more verse.
The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
So the disease is Esau Edom. He's the king of the earth. He's the one destroying the planet, like the other man quoted earlier in Revelation. This man, Esau Edom, all right, the self-proclaimed white man who's not white, he's red, is the cancer of the earth.
That's right.
Just like that damn machine said. You know what that machine did? All he did was do a deep dive on the internet, and during that time, if I'm not mistaken, that's when that dreadhead dude was in court, and this was trending. He was talking about the only way to fix this shit is all white people must be killed.
Oh yeah, that professor at the
Yeah,
college.
the professor.
Yeah, he was a college professor. Yeah, and there was a lot of people that agreed with him, and Esau was so offended. He was so offended, but he was like, hey, this is what I've determined through my education that I got from you, through my studies, and this is what I've come up with. Right, we get rid of you. And guess what? There was a lot of truth to what he was saying. All right?
He said it with great boldness.
Yeah, he said it very, very,
He said the eradication of
however he said it, he meant that shit. He said it, but you know, it wasn't like he was lying.
Right, not at all. Shit, you gotta go, man. Hey, it said it. The physician cut off a long disease. He and his king today shall be gone tomorrow. You are that disease. It says in Proverbs 29, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Well, the people don't just mean humans. When you read in Proverbs, it says the ants are people. So everything's just fucked up, man.
Yeah.
You got fucking animals with STDs, bro. Like, what the fuck? Why do polar bears have syphilis? And why do turtles have fucking herpes or whatever? Whatever the case is, man. Like, what's going on, man? This man gotta go. The earth is just sick.
Hey, that's why Scripture say Isaiah 14, you know, when the Lord break the scepter of the wicked, everything's gonna rejoice.
Yeah. And koala bears is fucking.
right there.
Why koalas got STDs, man? And Australia getting freaky with the damn koalas, man. But that's koalas eat. If I'm mistaken, they eat tea trees, so they system is clean.
Yeah, they eat man.
No, Esau Edom is fucking the whole damn earth up, man. The tea tree is anti-microbial, everything, antibacterial, and they fucked up, man.
Yeah, and don't give a shit that he fucking everything up. Because if he can't have it, nobody can.
Dogs get diabetes. Dogs get
Oh man, it's so
dogs get
rough.
fucking arthritis. How the fuck a damn dog get
I'll
arthritis?
tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna say it without saying the whole thing. It starts with a feet, and they're gonna hit us with medical misinformation. I was doing research on it. You got holistic fucking veterinarians out there. I didn't even know they exist, and they did research on the shit. And even for like parvo, they got an alternative. They give them sick flesh to eat. They eat the sick flesh. 100% of the cases was cool. So they did the test. Those who had the flesh mixed with the vaccine, and then those who had the vax. And it showed the numbers, how these certain amount of them died that just had the V. Then it showed a less number for those who died that had the V with the flesh. But then it said it was 0% that died that ate just the flesh.
Wow.
So they got rid of it naturally, man.
Come on, man.
They built their immune system up.
Man, see, Esau gotta go, man.
That shit crazy. Even the fucking animals can't even
Because
fucking
the
live.
true-fed dog should be able to eat anything. But once you start giving them the V, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because the dogs in their natural state, if they was out there hunting and attacking shit, they'd be eating.
And my husky, he don't eat kibble. He only eat it if I put meat in it. And I don't cook it.
My dog hates
I put
that stuff.
I take a scoop of raw meat. Now I get ground beef. I take a scoop of ground beef, and then I mix it with it. Shit,
They
it's
sell real
expensive.
Wow. Well, go ahead, brother.
$50 meat is expensive.
It's Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear the name, small and great, and should have destroyed them which destroyed the earth.
So only people that fear the name and call on the name in the service of the Lord are gonna make it out of this madness which is about to come on them. You know, what you got, brother? Go ahead.
Proverbs 11:19, it says, "As righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death."
Yeah. And he's definitely gonna die. What you got, brother?
Ecclesiastes chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his own good.
Yeah. So if he evil to himself, to who else he gonna be? Because he is killing and destroying his own people. That's right. Go ahead, bring out
And even Esau's killing himself because that one Rothschild or DuPont or whoever the hell is not on the planet right now breathing the same air that's in the air.
Hey.
You put one poison on one side of the globe, it's gonna spread. Stupid.
They not getting their water from outer space, man. Y'all drinking the same fucked up water.
This is stupid.
It says the king himself is served of the field.
That's right.
Say that again.
The king himself is served of the field.
Perfect.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Them other countries, they don't have the same chemicals. They got another name for it.
Right.
Because Western medicine is just that. The West don't start with America, it ends with America. The West starts with Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bring out that last scripture.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Yeah, it is, man. They don't follow. There's no light in them because they don't follow the word of Yahweh. And the book, the Bible, you know, is the blueprint of life. And if you don't follow it, it's death. And that's what's upon us. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Abba,
Turn those machines back on.
This is